just had the fire department show up at my apartment. Who needs nature when you have construction, huh? You know? Influencers in New York make their life look more glamorous than it actually is here. Morning, you guys. The lighting in this spot is so weird. Much better. Good morning. What is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah. If you're not new, welcome back. Starting a little week in my life video, except we're starting it on a Tuesday. But I'm still going to count it as a week in my life because I filmed a January reset video yesterday on Monday. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. I talk about my January goals, where I really want to see this channel going, how I want my January to look, touch on a little bit of like 2022 goals, how I want my 2022 to look. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go watch that video because it'll be up by the time this video is up. But I just wanted to say good morning, happy Tuesday. I did not sleep well last night, like literally at all, because they're gonna be able to hear me if I talk this loud, but like my neighbors have been so freaking loud between the hours of 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. every single night for the past several weeks, and I don't know what they're doing over there, but whatever they're doing, they beat against my wall and they like throw things and like slam things, and you can hear it very clearly in my apartment, and it's been keeping me up. I've debated on whether or not I'd go over there and knock on the door and like speak to them about it, but I also don't want to like make things uncomfortable because I really have never seen them and I don't know who they are. But it's getting to the point where it's like affecting my sleep, and then I wake up the next morning exhausted and just don't want to do anything, and I feel super unproductive. And not to mention that I woke up this morning and there's construction happening down the street from me, but you can hear it very clearly through my bedroom windows, and it sounds like it's like right next door to me even though it's down the street. So at 8 a.m. that's all I heard was of construction site. You can hear it right now. That's why I'm sitting out here in my kitchen area, because if you go in my bedroom, all you hear is the sound of a jackhammer or whatever it's called happening over in the construction site. Let me just give you guys like a sneak peek as to what I woke up this morning, what I've been hearing. Literally all morning. So that's why we're sitting out here. Apologize for the L lighting. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm afraid to change the light bulbs. So that's my morning. Not to mention, I ordered my Amazon Fresh to come between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. and it is now 10:30, and when I called they said that my food apparently left the warehouse or wherever they had it at 10 a.m. when I was supposed to get it by 10 a.m. Also, they don't have a number for the delivery driver and they have no way of tracking the order. So I have a feeling that this is going to be like a huge thing with Amazon, because the lady told me the best that she can do is cancel my order and reschedule it for a different day. I'm like, I've been waiting since Sunday for this food, so just send out another delivery driver. I don't understand. That'll be a fun thing to tackle later. I'm kind of having a rough morning, and I hate to start off these vlogs super negative and these weeks super negative, but I'm kind of sleep deprived and I just kind of miss Virginia, if I'm being honest. Being back in New York with the loud city and the freezing cold temps and my neighbors that are extremely loud at all hours of the day just makes me miss like my home. in Virginia and my family, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. But that's where I'm at. Guys, let me just tell you what's going on currently. I don't even know where to start. Basically, my Amazon Fresh, it said it was delivered, but they never like rang my doorbell or told me that it was delivered. Basically, they just like threw it in the middle of my lobby and expected me to know that it was there. So I don't know if it was sitting there for 3 hours. I have no clue if it was sitting there for only like 2, only 20 minutes. I have no clue. So I need to get a refund on that because I ordered like chicken and a bunch of stuff that needed to be refrigerated, and now I don't trust it because I don't know how long it's been sitting there for. That's issue number 1. Issue number 2, when I went out to go get the Amazon Fresh, my entire apartment hallway smelled like gas. Like a major gas leak. I looked down the hallway and my neighbor from downstairs was down my hallway like knocking on my other neighbor's door trying to get in contact with him. And I was like, oh, it smells like gas out here. And she's like, yeah, my entire apartment down below smells like gas and it's taking over the whole apartment. I had to open the windows. She's like, but I can't get in contact with him. I feel like it's coming from his apartment. She's like, I feel like I should call Con Ed. I'm like, yeah, that's weird because my apartment inside doesn't smell like gas, but the hallway smells like gas big time. And so I went downstairs, got my Amazon Fresh, came back upstairs, and by the time I came back upstairs again, it's only my floor. Like my floor smelled like it like 10 times more than when I went downstairs, and it was literally just a matter of 2 minutes. And so I ended up having to call Con Ed to be like, I think we have a gas leak in the building. And I think my neighbor also called Con Ed. So we had the fire department show up. And just imagine little me, the 3 firefighters knocking on my door being like, you called about a gas leak? I'm like, yeah, you smell the hallway? That's not normal. Yeah. I just had the fire department show up at my apartment. 3 massive firemen just like walk into my little apartment. I feel like I'm in the upside down right now. What is happening? Today was gonna be a good day. I was gonna make some chicken and dumplings in the crock pot. I scheduled groceries early so I could wake up early. I was gonna be productive. And instead, I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. There's construction going on. There's a gas leak in my building. And my Amazon Fresh order has been sitting downstairs for 3 hours. This is how my Tuesday is going. I need for today to just be canceled. I need no more of today. I've never had to call the fire department before. And I didn't even call the fire department. I called Con Ed and they called the fire department, and then they showed up in my building with like sirens and everything and knocked on my door. And I was just like, huh? And if I'm laughing, it's just because I don't know what else to do other than laugh at the situation because I'm just confused. Okay, we're gonna attempt to turn this day around, and look how cute this little espresso cup is. I asked for a set for Christmas. My mom got these from Pottery Barn, I think, and it came in a set of 4. But I just think this is like the cutest little thing ever, and it's the perfect midday pick-me-up after the day that I've had so far. I figured I'd share these little espresso cups because I think they are adorable. If I can find the link to them, I will link them down below. I just think that they're so cute, and it's like this grayish off-white color. Perfect addition to the coffee obsession.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. How is it already Wednesday? I'm confused. I feel like this week is flying by, which I'm not mad about it because I'm already ready for the weekend, but confused as to how it's already Wednesday. But good morning. It is so gloomy outside, so no makeup, sweatpants, and a massive fuzzy blanket that I got for Christmas is the vibe for today. I really have no motivation to do anything, which I'm not mad about. I don't have any meetings until literally 1:30 and it's 10 a.m. Update on the current book I'm reading. I'm reading November 9th by Colleen Hoover. Guys, Colleen Hoover is slowly but surely becoming one of my favorite authors. I read Verity by her, I read It Ends With Us, and I feel like, oh, Ugly Love. I just read Ugly Love too. That was like the last book that I read in 2021. And now I'm reading November 9th because I got a bunch of books for Christmas, and my sister read this one when we were home. We kind of like took turns reading the new books that I got for Christmas, and she read this in like an entire day and said it was so good So I picked it up and I started reading it, and I'm like 100 pages in, and I think there's only like 300 pages in the book, so it should be a pretty easy book to finish. It's really good so far. I like it. It's about a girl who's an aspiring actress and a guy who's an aspiring novelist. They meet at a diner restaurant area because she was sitting with her dad, who was kind of like an asshole, and he came to her defense and pretended to be her fake boyfriend. They fake date for an entire day, November 9th, but the trick is that she's moving to New York that same day, just like at 11:30 at night. So they basically would never see each other again unless they plan on seeing each other again, and so they agreed to meet every year after that one time on November 9th. So that's kind of the basis for the book, is that they only meet up on November 9th. Like, they don't have each other's phone numbers, they blocked each other on social media. It's kind of like a weird / interesting concept, but it's really good so far and I like it. It's a little bit different than her other novels. Verity was creepy. If you read Verity, it was kind of a psychological thriller. Ugly Love was spicy. It Ends With Us was slightly traumatizing. So this is a little bit different than all of her other books, but I like it so far and I'm excited to finish it. So hopefully I'll finish it today and can move on to one of the other books. I have so many new books in my nightstand that I really need to read. Well, not really need to read, but that I have to read. I have like 10 books. So I should be set up for a while and shouldn't have to buy a new book for a while, unless I just all of a sudden decide to go on a reading kick and finish like all of them in 1 month, which could very well happen. So we will see. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I was currently reading because I like it. Colleen Hoover is such a good author. She just is really, really good at the stories that she's telling, if that makes any sense, and the stories that she's writing. If you're in a book slump, and I know a lot of people have said this, but if you're in a book slump, she's a really good author to dive into because it kind of gets you out of your slump, because the reads are so easy and they're very entertaining and you can read them in like a day or two. She's a really good author to pick up if you want to get back into reading or if you feel like you've been off your reading games. That's my little update, my little review. I'm probably gonna read this today. Like I said, don't really have much going on and the weather outside is so crappy. It's pouring down rain and it's been pouring down rain all morning. It's also chilly and like my apartment is just gloomy, so I put on all of the mood lighting. I have the lamp behind me, dimmed some of the kitchen lights, I turned on the lamp in my bedroom, lit 2 candles, lit these little rock lamps that I got for Christmas that are plugged into the wall, and we're just kind of vibing with it. I already had a cold brew this morning, so I probably need to drink water. I also had avocado toast. Guys, I finished the book. And that may be like one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books that I have read so far. My favorite romance book of hers that I've read so far. I feel like Verity kind of ties with it, but Verity was more of a psychological thriller than a full-on, what is that? It's nothing. Okay. Verity was more of like a psychological thriller than a romance book in my opinion. This one was like more of a romance book than anything else. So this is probably like my favorite romance book of hers, and then my favorite psychological thriller of hers was Verity. So top 2 books for sure. And all I have to say is that that book literally gave me butterflies. Like, the cutest romance story, and I honestly want them to make it into a movie because I think that it would be such a good movie. Just the whole plot and the whole concept of the book would be a great movie in my opinion. So they should get working on that. She should sell the rights to the book for a movie because I would go see it in theaters like the first day it comes out. Also, I forgot who I heard this from, but if you go to read the Colleen Hoover books, read Ugly Love before you read this book, because if you read November 9th before you read Ugly Love, 2 of the main characters from Ugly Love are in November 9th, and it kind of gives away like the whole plot and ending of Ugly Love. So without saying too much, I would just recommend reading Ugly Love before you read November 9th. My sister read November 9th before she read Ugly Love, and she hasn't read Ugly Love yet, and I know that as soon as she picks up the book, she's gonna put the connections together and it's gonna kind of like ruin it. So that would be my tip, and now that I've read both books, I now completely understand. So read Ugly Love first, and then you can read November 9th. But definitely read November 9th. That was such a good book, and it was just like cutesy and romantic and like gives you butterflies when you read it, which is always the best feeling with a book. So finish that. Now I need to pick out a new book, but I'm gonna take a break from reading because my brain doesn't want to read any more words right now. I just read like literally over 200 pages in 2 hours, 3 hours. I was gonna do the crock pot dish that I had planned for this week today, but I got so caught up in the book that I literally forgot to start the crock pot process, and it takes like 7 hours to cook. It was like first 5 hours have all the ingredients sitting in it, and then the last 2 hours you have to add stuff to it, and I started too late, and by the time that I would go to eat dinner it would be like 9 o'clock at this point. So we're gonna start the crock pot recipe tomorrow, but now I need to figure out what to make for dinner. Maybe I'll run to Trader Joe's or something of that sort later. I also didn't eat lunch because this book just like consumed me. This is my issue with reading books that are really good, is that once I start them, and if they're really good, I just have a one-track mind and want to finish them to the point where nothing else matters. So didn't start the crock pot, didn't eat lunch. This weather has put me in a funky mood, but I feel like whenever the weather's like this I'm in a funky mood, so I can't complain too much because this is just the New York City weather. You can't really complain. I did this to myself, I guess, huh? Alright, we're gonna take a midday ginger shot. You already know the drill. These are from Trader Joe's, and I don't exactly know what they do for your health, but I know that they make me feel healthy, so we're gonna rip one. I also need to take a shower. I just feel like I look and feel so freaking grimy today, but I do want to go to the gym, I think, later. I'm gonna wait to go to the gym. Spills it? I'm gonna wait to take a shower until after I go to the gym, which will be after work, so like 3 more hours of grime. And then I can bathe properly. Not that I don't bathe, but like, you get what I'm saying. I feel like I actually need water to chase this. Cheers. I feel like I'm getting a lot better at taking those. Every time I take one, I cringe a little less, but also depends on the spice level that's in each of these. That one wasn't as spicy, therefore I didn't cringe as much. All right, it's 5 o'clock. Sorry for the lighting, but I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm wearing this little Set Active set. I like this set and this material a lot better than the brown one that I got a few weeks ago. If you watched the previous vlogs, you know which one I'm talking about, but I got a Set Active set from like one of their other collections in this brown color, which is really pretty, but it's like not the most flattering on me. I still like it, I wear it, I didn't return it, but I definitely like this collection a little bit more. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I'll have it linked down below. You also can't tell in this lighting, but this is like a darker purple type set slash black gray. I really don't know the color, but I think it's super cute, and I'm ready to go to the gym. I need to walk off, run off, burn off some energy. I have ants in my pants today and like literally don't know what to do with myself. When it's so gloomy outside and I'm trapped in my apartment for this long, I start to lose it a little bit. So I need to go run some of the energy off, or just like work out some of the energy off, so that I can come back and have a relaxing evening like I talked about earlier. I'm back from the gym and I'm making some dinner. I bought this little package from a market near me yesterday called Union Market. It's zucchini noodles, tomatoes, garlic, tomato paste, and salt. And it smells really good, so I hope it's good. I used to eat zucchini noodles a while back, and I could never figure out a way to dress them, so I'm kind of hoping this is good because this would be a really easy meal to start making at home, and it's really healthy. And then I'm gonna have an Olipop to go along with it. This is my favorite flavor of Olipop. It's the vintage cola. Literally the most elite flavor of Olipop in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally really do, just because I don't drink soda. But if I were to drink soda, Coke is my favorite flavor, so this is like a nice substitute. Yeah, I'm ready for a healthy meal. I'm hoping that this is good. If not, I'm gonna have to come up with a plan B.
I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings.
Good morning, happy Thursday. It is 9:15 a.m. I just finished cleaning up the kitchen, which has unintentionally become part of my morning routine. I just like cleaning my kitchen in the morning. I make like a coffee, wash my face, brush my teeth, which I haven't done those yet, and then come in here and clean the dishes, clean the sink, wipe down the counters, clean the stove. I feel like it's just a good way to start the day, so I've started implementing that into my morning routine, and I'm a big fan of it. So I just washed all the dishes that I was too lazy to wash last night. And I wanted to do a little review on the Our Place pan because this video? No. In my January reset video, I did an unboxing of the Our Place pan and said that I would give a review on it once I've used it for a little bit. I've used it for several meals now, and I personally think that it is worth the hype. I have never had a pan that's been this easy to cook with, this easy to clean, this easy to do anything with, and I just personally think that it's worth the hype and worth the price. I've made several meals in it so far. I made the little pasta from last night, I've made eggs, I've made a few other things, and nothing, literally nothing sticks to the pan. So it's so easy to cook with, and it's so easy to like flip eggs and flip other things and like stir whatever's in the pan. And then it makes cleanup 10 times easier. It takes me like 2 seconds to wash this pan versus my other pans I have to sit there and scrub for like 10 minutes. It's just so easy to clean up. Also, it's like heavy duty and it just cooks the food really well and really fast. So I personally am a big fan of it, and I would highly recommend it if you are moving into a new apartment or moving into an apartment at school where you would need one, or I don't know, if you just want to invest in a better pan. The Airplace pan is worth the hype. Personally, I think. I know it's a little bit expensive, but they do run sales kind of often, and I literally haven't pulled out any of my other pans this entire week just because I've been using this pan so much. So I'm gonna have a link down below if you want to check out the Airplace pan. I personally think it's worth the hype. This is from someone that is not good at cooking quite yet. I wouldn't say I'm not good, I'm just like not great at cooking yet. I'm still in like the learning process of everything, and kind of dreads cooking, especially dreads doing dishes. It just makes it 10 times easier and 10 times more enjoyable. So I'm gonna have a link down below, but I just want to do a little review of it because I mentioned it in my previous vlog, so I wanted to give you guys a little update. Worth the hype, and I think this would be such a good gift for anyone too. I also think you can like boil stuff in it because it's really deep, so good gift idea, good to just treat yourself if you want to get it for yourself, but I am a big fan. The lighting in here is so much better. It's also just so much louder in here. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning to that, but 10 times louder. They've actually quieted down since 7 a.m. But I've been listening to that literally all morning, which is why I was in the kitchen and not in my bedroom. I've had to shut my bedroom door to like mute the sound, and even then, it's just not really doing it. Moved to New York, they said. It'll be fun, they said. The sad part is this will probably take months to build too. So this is what I'm in for the next several weeks at 7 a.m. This lovely noise, sounds of the city. Who needs nature when you have construction, huh? You know? Okay, I finally made it, or I'm making it currently. This is the crock pot recipe that I've been talking about for the past 2 days. I finally just bit the bullet and did it, and surprisingly it was really easy. The only bad part about it was cutting up the onion because I sobbed like a baby every time I cut up an onion. But other than that, it was really easy. It's like 1 can of celery, 1 can of chicken, creamy chicken, something like that. Chicken broth, poultry seasoning, pepper, and I think there are a few other things in there, parsley as well. And you just kind of like combine it all. Chicken goes in there, onions go in there, so on and so forth. So this has to cook for 4 hours, and then I'll come back in 4 hours and I'll add the biscuits to the top of it. And basically you just cut up a bunch of biscuits, or like the biscuit dough, lay it on top, and then you cook that for another hour, and then you take the chicken out and you shred it, and then you mix it all up, and then it'll be ready to eat. I hope it's good because it smells good, although I'm not going to show you the top of it because the top of it looks very unappetizing at the moment just because of the different creams of celery and cream of chicken that I put in there. But I'm hoping that it turns out because this is really easy, and if it's good, then it'll be a good recipe to like have for the future. Okay. Hold on, let me shut my bedroom door. I honestly give construction workers and people that work on construction sites so much credit, because if I had to be around that much noise all day, I think that I would lose my damn mind, because I'm not even working around it, but I'm in my apartment and can hear it from a distance, and I am losing my damn mind over it because I can't even keep my bedroom door open. It's a little bit later. I just made a second coffee of the day. I made a little latte. This is, I use like a double espresso pod with oat milk and a little bit of hazelnut. I'm out of vanilla syrup, and I think that my bourbon vanilla I need to throw away because I was having an issue last week, and I had it before I left too. Every time I would make this specific latte, oat milk, double espresso pod with like the bourbon vanilla syrup, my latte would be like chunky. And I thought it was the oat milk, but now I'm thinking it's the bourbon vanilla because I've had the bourbon vanilla for like several months now. I don't think you're supposed to have it for that long. So I think I need to throw it out, but I'm waiting on my Trani vanilla syrup to arrive in the mail today. I ordered one before I left for Virginia, but someone in my apartment building stole my package that luckily just had the Trani syrup in it, but still very annoying. So that's supposed to be coming today. As soon as it gets delivered, I'm literally gonna run downstairs and grab it because I do not want my package to be stolen again, and I can't believe that I have to now keep an eye out for my packages to like run downstairs the second that they hit the first floor so that no one steals them. That's where I live, I guess. So I'm waiting on that, but yeah, made a cup of coffee to kind of have a pick-me-up. When I was cutting those onions, it made me cry because I'm super sensitive to onions in my eyes. And then it made me tired. You know, like when you cry, you get tired, but this wasn't even like a sad cry. It was just an onion cry, but yet I'm still like tired from it. So doing a little pick-me-up. I'm also doing laundry while I work. I just ran down to the laundromat and threw my stuff in the washing machine. Then I'm gonna go grab it in 16 minutes, throw it in the dryer, then I'll bring it back up here to hang up. I should have brought all my clothes home to do laundry at home since it was free at home, but I thought I'd be taking the train back to New York, so I didn't bring all my laundry. And just thinking back on it, I really should have just brought the whole laundry basket, but I didn't think about it. So now I'm doing laundry just to try to catch up so it doesn't overflow. I have a really bad habit of pushing off laundry until it literally overflows in the basket, and then I just procrastinate doing it. So I'm doing it while 1, the laundromat's not super busy, 2, I have time today, 3, I just don't want to do it before the weekend because I feel like weekend is when everyone does laundry because a lot of people work 9 to 5 and like in person. So I'm doing it off hours while there's space and while the laundromat's not super crowded. So I'm doing that and I'm just like chilling. I also set a timer for the crock pot because once it reaches like I think 3:30, I need to add some stuff to it and then turn it back on again. I think that's how that works. I don't know. I've literally never made a crock pot dish in my life, so I really hope that this turns out and that it's yummy. It smells really good, but it also smells like onions in my apartment, and my apartment contains smells really easily. So for example, last night I cooked with garlic and it smelled like garlic in my apartment until this morning, until I lit that candle. And then I just cut onions and now it smells like onions in my apartment, and it probably will until I light a candle and like clean everything. So it smells good in here, but it just smells like onions. My boyfriend calls it Shrek's house. When I cut onions and it smells like onions in here, he's like, you're living in Shrek's house. I'm like, honestly, you're not wrong, because I'm pretty sure Shrek lives in an onion or something like that. Or he eats onions? I don't really know. I don't know why he compares it to Shrek's house, but that's all beside the point. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a little update because this is the current status. Not much is going on, and I feel like it's been a very chill week. I feel kind of bad because I feel like this content is kind of boring, and like this is probably the worst week to film a week in my life on, just because I literally don't have much going on all week. I literally just got back to New York and things are kind of shut down because of COVID. It's getting cold outside and things are just bleh. So this was probably not the best week to film a week in my life, but honestly it's reality. I have addressed this in other vlogs, but I feel like a lot of the time influencers in New York make their life look more glamorous than it actually is here, and that's not to shit on it. A lot of the influencers that I follow in New York have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers or followers or whatever, and they get invited to all these PR events, and so they're like going to an event every single night of the week, and they're going out to dinner every single night of the week or going to get drinks every single night of the week, and that's just like not really the reality. Like that is a perk to New York, that you could always be doing something if you want to be doing something, but when you're like me and you work 9 to 5 and you do school and you do YouTube and like don't have the money to literally eat out every single night, this is the reality. Some weeks just look like this, where I stay in my apartment literally every single day. The only time I really leave is to go to the gym or like to the grocery store. That's just how some weeks look, and like influencers in New York should normalize that. I do think it's really fun to film the highlights of New York and going out to all these cool restaurants or going to PR events or spending money every single day of the week or getting facials, but I also think that we should normalize filming New York content that isn't super like bougie and expensive, because you're probably not doing that every single day. So here's your realistic New York content, realistic week in my life in New York. I filmed a few of these in the past, but I want to get better about kind of filming week in my life. So I think I want to do like a week in my life once every month, because it's not realistic for me to film a week in my life every single week, because I try to get 2 videos up a week. But if I did once a month, then that would work well. So that's kind of like my goal for this year, is to film at least 1 week in my life every month. And hopefully the future week in my life will be a little bit more entertaining than this one, and not just me sitting in my apartment complaining about the cold or like whatever is going on in here. Normally I have something going on. My life is very eventful in this building, let's just to say the least. Like, for example, this week we forget that the fire department literally showed up at my apartment knocking on my door. I was editing that last night and I was like, I literally forgot that that happened, that I just had the fire department in my apartment on a Monday. So I don't know, but future week in my lives will be more eventful. We will be out and about in New York, but for the time being, I hope you guys are enjoying this realistic week in my life, and I'll just continue to update you guys with the mundane tasks that I'm doing throughout the day. Okay, if you can hear the band outside of my building, I don't know what's going on, but there's like a full-on marching band and they're really loud. So between that and the construction, they're just all competing for sound space pretty much. But I'm getting ready to make the second part of this dish. So the second part includes adding the vegetables and the biscuits. For the biscuits, you're supposed to roll them out and then cut them into 4 pieces each to put on top. Since this is smaller, I think that I'm not going to need as many biscuits, but that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just flattening this out. Of course, I washed my hands before. And then I guess you just slice them into 4 little pieces like this.
Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah.
We snatched the bottle before the thieves could snatch the bottle. I have 2 more packages coming today, but I'm just going to go downstairs and get them as they come, which is so annoying. I just need to make it so that they all come at the same time, like in the same box, even though it's less convenient for me, but also it saves the environment that way, so I need to look into that. But I was able to snag it so that it didn't get stolen. And now I'm putting the pump thing that it comes with on. This is so convenient and like my favorite part of ordering Torani syrup, because it helps you kind of figure out how many pumps to put in your coffee rather than pouring. Like, pouring can be more of a guesstimate than pumping. Wow, why is this so hard to freaking open? And then you're ready to pump it into your coffee, and I put it back here. I threw the other bourbon vanilla out because it was sussing me out. So now we're left with the vanilla and the hazelnut, which is honestly such a good combo. If you need a good syrup combo, that's one of my go-tos. I wish that you guys could smell this, because it literally smells so good and I'm so excited to try it. We may have just done something here, ladies and gents. It's not very soupy, but I guess, I don't know if chicken and dumplings is supposed to be soupy. I need for it to cool down just a smidge, but I want to get like all of the good stuff. I wish you guys could smell this through the camera, because it smells fabulous. This thing is so hot, it's super steamy. Also, I just got back from the gym, that's why I look like this. I went right after work and just did a 20-minute walk on the treadmill and then ab workout. I really did not feel like going to the gym today, but I forced myself to just move my body because I've been trapped in my apartment all day and it's super cold outside. So went to the gym, but it was really, really crowded, so it's always fun. Wow, this is so good. I'm not even gonna toot my own horn, but from now on you guys can refer to me as chef, because this is, wow. First of all, it's hot. The bowl is very hot, but second of all, this is so good. I just burned my tongue. But the flavor, okay, despite the fact that I literally just like burned my whole mouth, the flavor is a 10 out of 10. This is so good. holy moly. I will definitely be making this again in the future because it was so easy to make. And it's delicious. Perfect for cold weather like today. Literally like 20 degrees outside. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a snowstorm tonight, which is, I think it came from the south because the south is like covered in snow right now, but so is upstate New York. So maybe it's just coming from all directions. But we're supposed to get a snowstorm tonight. Going into tomorrow, we have we're under like a winter weather advisory and a wind advisory. They sent us the message being like, be prepared to lose power, yada yada yada. So that could be fun. Should be interesting. Guys, it is fully snowing in New York. Look how much snow is on top of my air conditioner right now. And everything is covered. That's crazy. I wonder what the rest of my street looks like. I look crazy, but that's not a bad thing to wake up to. Honestly, I was hoping that we would get snow because I'm over the cold without the snow. So, good morning and happy Friday. Okay, you can see the snow on my fire escape. Also, you can probably hear the kiddos. They're outside playing in the snow, which is really cute. Put myself together a little bit more. I curled my hair because it was really greasy and I didn't have time to wash it this morning. But I actually think it looks really good. And then I put a little bit of makeup on. This is the set that I was talking about earlier in the video, the brown set from Set Active, that I said like wasn't my favorite compared to the other two that I have. But this one's still cute and I will also link it down below, but just know that the fabric is kind of weird. This reminds me of Gymshark more than anything else in my opinion, and the other one reminds me of like Lululemon. So if you were to compare the two, that's how I would compare the two sets, if that makes any sense. But the color is really cute. I like the color brown. I feel like it's very trendy and in right now. Did a little self-tanner last night. We're feeling good and I'm so freaking happy that it's Friday because I'm ready for the weekend. I really don't even have any solid plans for the weekend. I'm going out to dinner tomorrow night with friends and then we're going out to like this little birthday pregame thing for another friend, and then I think that's it. And I think that we're gonna go shopping this weekend because I have a few gift cards that I want to spend and I have a few packages that I need to drop off at places, so may end up going shopping this weekend. But other than that, I think it's gonna be a chill weekend. I'm kind of ready for a chill weekend in New York. I haven't done like the weekend activities in New York in 3 weeks, almost a month I think, so I'm ready to get back into it. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Happy Friday. I'm so happy it finally snowed. I feel like the only proper way to accept really cold weather is if there's snow to go along with it. If there's not, then it just looks like so dreary outside, but like the sun is out, the sky is blue, there's snow on the ground, and I feel like all is right in the city right now. So just wanted to say good morning now that I'm actually put together because I looked like a hot mess in that clip earlier. But so I wanted to put myself together a little bit more before I came back on camera. Made a little latte this morning. I'm almost finished with it. May have a second one because this was really good. I'm telling you guys, the vanilla Torani syrup changes the coffee game. I just got off my one meeting of the day and it's only 11 a.m. so I'm getting ready to make a little breakfast lunch situation. Honestly, it's lunch because I'm making a chicken salad sandwich. I made homemade chicken salad the other day and I'm just craving it, so I'm having it at 11 a.m. but you know, no regrets. So we're currently doing that. I lit a candle. By the way, this is like the best smelling candle. I think it may be my new fave. It's from Yankee Candle and it is the Ocean Air candle. My mom got it for me for Christmas in my stocking and I am a massive fan. I will be repurchasing it once it runs out because it makes my apartment smell so freaking good. Also, I wanted to show you guys, I did a little organization situation. So first of all, I know I have a crap ton of Nespresso pods. I also got those for Christmas. My parents got me the variety pack from Nespresso in the big box, which was so sweet of them, and so I'm so excited to try all of them, but I didn't have a place to put them, so they went in here. Honestly, this looks kind of disorganized on camera, but it is way more organized than it has been. I've just been like throwing things in here since I got this because I didn't know what containers I wanted to buy. I didn't know how I wanted to organize, but then when I got back from being home and went to find something in here, I could not find what I was looking for and it stressed me out so much that I threw everything on the floor and then tried to reorganize it. So we have the Nespresso pods over here. We have a line of candles. Those are all my sunglasses. I now have like 6 pairs of sunglasses, so I need to start wearing them because I have so many now. I have my little toolkit, all of my chapsticks, and then down here we have all the electronics, and then this is all like quote-unquote craft supplies, so like tape, batteries, scissors, so on and so forth. Down here we have the speaker. That's like winter stuff and extra masks, and then we have the vacuum. So it's all kind of organized. I bought those 2 things from Amazon and they came in yesterday, so I just quickly organized the whole cabinet situation because it was literally stressing me out. So I think it looks so good now, but figured I'd share. And then this is what this side looks like. This side's pretty unorganized. My 2 cans of Raid for the cockroaches, printer. This has a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in it, and then letters and so on and so forth. That's like the only place that those things fit. So that's what this looks like. Also, if anyone knows a way to fix how crooked this door is, please let me know. All the IKEA furniture that I feel like I buy always ends up crooked, and I've tried to like unscrew this and rescrew it and tighten and loosen to make the doors even, and they are so crooked and it drives me up the wall. So if anyone has any suggestions, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. This just reminds me of summer and it looks so good. Honestly, this is such a good go-to healthy lunch idea. Making chicken salad is so easy. Literally, you just boil chicken. It's mayonnaise, celery, salt, and pepper, and then sometimes people add cranberries and stuff into it, but I don't. I'm a very simple gal, so it's literally just mayonnaise, shredded chicken, celery, and then salt and pepper to taste. And one of my favorite lunches, I think, and one of my favorite sandwiches. I wanted to end off this video by sharing the next book that's up on my list called The Couple Next Door. I'm probably planning on just like reading and hanging out for the rest of the day. I really don't have much to do with work, and I don't have school work to do yet, so I'm trying to figure out how to occupy my time. So reading it is, but it's by Sherry LaPena. I have never read any other books by this author. I'm not even sure if this is like her only book maybe, but I've heard really good things about this. I think it was popular in like 2020, 2021, so I'm kind of late to the game, but I'm excited to read it. The back says, Anne and Marco Conti seem to have it all, a loving relationship, a wonderful home, and their beautiful baby, Cora. But one night when they are at a dinner party next door, a terrible crime is committed. Suspicion immediately falls on the parents, but the truth is much more complicated. So it's kind of a mystery thriller book, so I'm really, really excited to read it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off this vlog. I'm just planning on reading for the rest of the day and hanging out. It's like a very chill Friday. There's not much to do, which is not a bad thing, but I'm just trying to occupy my time with something. So reading it is. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys are not subscribed, you should subscribe down below and stick around. I make a whole lot of New York City content, fashion content, travel content. Lots of travel content coming in 2022. We have some big trips planned, which I am excited about. I was literally planning one last night, so you should stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.